Hello and welcome.
What up, nerds?
To Okay, We're Up. Late.
Is it still called that?
In parentheses. It's been written on the screen this whole time.
Like every single time we've ever streamed?
Yep. So, yep, this is still part of it.
Okay.
Okay, We're Up Late. I've never reused the Okay, We're Up title because that was specific, but Okay, We're Up Late was always just...
That was for the Mernans.
Just the late, just burnt out nonsense. Hello to everybody. Thanks for joining. I see a wild cheese fish. That's fun to come across.
Interesting.
Mafek,
I'm wondering if I
Kobold.
know a wild cheese fish and they recently changed their name or if they are simply new.
Oh, really? Maybe.
Been here the whole time. See? That new username. Who are you?
Viola Case.
Maybe they don't want to be known.
Zachary Perkins, hello. And Carl Kulis.
It's 1 a.m., but fuck it. Yeah, we've never been on the same schedule as Smalls or,
True.
Light.
Normally,
there's a few people that...
It's actually pretty early for us for doing
or in
one of these streams.
Australia or something. It is a bit early.
Which probably helps. That's why they can show up. I've got my tea.
That's right. This isn't the normal group. Hello, everybody.
I've got my maple tea.
Well, but then they're probably not going to be ready for my really spicy rant.
My maple cookie. Does it have anything to do with the fight you were just having on Reddit?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
That was about Israel and Palestine, so I will not be bringing that up.
We're not doing one of those episodes.
No. No.
Yeah, okay.
I will not be doing one of those episodes. I don't know.
Tonight's for chilling.
No, I was going to
chilling.
go on an angry-ass rant.
That's part of chilling. People come
It's
here
part
to
of my
chill and
chilling.
listen to you rant. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here eating maple-flavored things. You're going to complain a lot, and they're all going to just enjoy themselves.
These are the ones that are, like, weirdly great, right?
Yeah, they're from Trader Joe's.
I don't like cookies that are, like, crunchy and, like...
I love shortbread, but Allison hates it.
Shortbread is the cookie.
I like what could only be described as grandmother desserts.
Do these not look like they're going to be, like, sickeningly sweet? Like, look at this. This is going to taste like just a mouthful of cotton candy, but it doesn't. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's incredible. But are the complaints maple flavored? They are now. We live in New York.
Oh my god.
Right?
It has, like, a toasted flavor.
You can't eat that. It's not gluten-free. Give my cookie back.
What is that?
It's the maple.
How does it taste toasted?
It's not even from New York. This is from Trader Joe's. Anybody can buy them anywhere. They taste the same no matter where you get them.
They're really good. Anyway.
Maple Oreo sounds like it slaps, actually.
No, it's so much less sweet than an Oreo. Like, so much less sweet. Oreos are too sweet. This is where I'm at. Here's my shirt of my mood at all times. I love wearing this shirt. It's such a good vibe pass. I know exactly who to hang out with when I wear this shirt.
True, yeah, you can just gauge by their reaction.
The weirdest one was someone who was just like, great shirt. What do you mean? Like, do you like it? It's not a great shirt. It's a very purposeful shirt. Anyway, that's all. What?
So what are you mad about?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Allison
Let's chill for a minute.
has done us a great service of finding a replacement for GeoGuessr.
Actually, Backdoor was just saying he missed your face and he's not here.
Yeah, I know. I
Did
figured
you tag him?
I would have caught him, and yet he's not. He's not here. That's fine. It wasn't on the stream. We weren't switched over, thankfully. It would have been awkward if it was. Anyway. No clues. You guys just have to wonder forever what that could have been.
Did we tag him?
I did not specifically tag back. I tagged everyone. I mean, he should know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's busy. Maybe we caught right at the wrong moment.
No, that would be so sad.
Mefek's getting them for us.
Ah, okay.
I'll let you guys bother
An
him.
icon. Thank you,
I'll do it
Mefek.
on
Much appreciated.
on the stream. Anyway, Allison found a GeoGuessr alternative.
I did.
Which I'm now switching over to. It's
Well, you can hardly walk up to someone on the street and go, purposeful shirt. You're so right.
Purposeful shirt.
You're so right.
Man,
I was
but
being
I
too
would
critical.
Immediately be friends with somebody who did that.
Let me just sneak on in here.
The original, I don't know if you remember, but last time we did GeoGuessr, I had to pay for it again and asked everybody to remind me to cancel the next day, which you all did, and that was great. Unfortunately, they charged me for a year up front anyway, and I had to call my bank to get it canceled.
Yeah,
So we're not using them again. We're doing a different thing called Geotastic, which I'm sure is just as good.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
Now that we've confirmed that we can show our screen, everything is...
Kyle, have you been sleeping?
There's no evidence of that.
I mean, what do you mean by that? Has he slept?
I've been unconscious.
Does he sleep? Is he sleeping? These all feel like different questions to me.
I agree.
How much did that cost, the year thing? Was it like $30?
Yeah, I charged like $30 or $40 or something. It did not,
Do you have a sensory thing where when you have too much food in your mouth, you're upset? Like too much of... No?
You've seen how much food I put in my mouth.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I wonder. Like a whole bite of sushi, though, that's got to do it for you, right?
That will do it. I don't like that.
Too much squishy.
It depends on how big a regular small sushi, that's a one bite. Like, sushi should be one bite. If it's uncomfortable, it's too big.
Yeah.
I hate big sushi.
Yeah, because you have to eat it in 2 bites.
Yeah. Biting a sushi roll piece in half is...
That's the only way. I have to eat everything.
Horrible.
Tiny, tiny little bites.
Small says, I mean, there is evidence he is alive.
Yes, has he been sleeping?
This feels correct.
He has slept, is maybe the way to answer this question. Kyle has been unconscious for periods of time in the evening, like perhaps someone else who would sleep.
Allison is now my lawyer. Anyway, let's see what happens when we hit start game here.
Sound.
That looks the same.
Yeah,
that looks like what I want.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's free.
We're back in business, guys. We're not paying any money.
This looks like a terrible place.
It does not look super happy.
Avocado and sushi, yes or no? Yes, but if there's something crunchy, you can't just have squish in a sushi roll. Like cream cheese sushi people with nothing else. That's weird as shit. That's weird.
Allison?
How can you just eat squish? Like just, and to know it's raw fish of all things. Like I like sushi, but to know it's raw fish in your mouth as everything is going like awful.
Amazing invitation.
Put in a jalapeno. Put in an asparagus. Put in a cucumber.
Here's the whole city. So if anybody knows what that is, then we can probably get pretty close. Thinking South USA or Mexico. It's definitely not the U.S. There's nothing U.S. about this.
No, it's not the U.S.
Other than the obliteration of the landscape, there's nothing U.S. about this.
You know what? It is kind of giving Mexico.
It's certainly giving Mexico in Breaking Bad, but I'm not sure
Brazil? Like South America.
It looks
continent?
potentially South American.
It's very. These are all the things I hate. The trees are spiky. The ground is spiky. The vibe is spiky and dry. I hate this whole. I hate this whole thing.
I was gonna say earlier, Allison is a lunch savant. Allison is Allison is the best at lunch.
I'm so good at lunch.
She knows how to combine textures, flavors, do it all quickly, cheaply.
We've told them about this theory, though, right? About Matt's theory about lunch.
Matt's lunch theory.
This is such a good theory and is proven true in every single way.
Matt's theory is that the more you think about lunch, the less successful you are in life.
That's exactly right. The more you think about lunch, the less successful.
If you spend your mornings planning for lunch, then you're not a billionaire. But if you don't think about lunch ever, then you're one of the go-getters.
Yeah, people who just forget to eat, they know what's up. Like they're succeeding. But people who are wondering what's for breakfast and shit and lunch.
That's the problem. I've thought more and more about lunch the older I get.
No. It's because of me. I've gotten him in the habit of thinking about lunch.
Actually,
to be fair,
if you're not around, I don't think about it at all.
Be fair. All right.
I forget
we got people
to eat on a regular basis.
To be fair, I had an eating disorder, and it became very important for us to think about food all the time, very specifically.
As I recently revealed in a Patreon video, though, I don't take care of myself pretty much at all. So.
This looks like a terrible place. Does anybody know where we are?
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody who lives here.
Awful. It looks hot and lame and spiky and
it looks
dry.
There are areas of Texas that look like this, but it's neighborhoods
Where
that
am
are
I?
in
Is
the middle of being built.
Are these homes?
I do feel like people are saying Brazil, and I've had the unfortunate accident of stumbling into a... What happened?
Oh, are we out of time?
Were we timed? I didn't even notice.
Well, where are we? Did they just gonna show us?
It should, if we zoom out all the way. Oh, near Jerusalem. Wow.
That looked like shit. I'm shocked.
I can't imagine why. Let's move on.
We're near Bethlehem? It was like right near Bethlehem.
No way to know why that's a problem. That's weird.
Anyway. That's wild and extremely unexpected.
Hot and lame. There were Texas elements to that. I'm not gonna lie. Hot and lame and spiky is in fact the Texas way.
Mountains? What does it mean by that?
I don't know.
Hide Mountain.
We have continue down here to go to the next one.
We will.
So does a timer pop up?
There must be one somewhere.
It does give us 3, 2, 1.
Oh yes, 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, we only got 3 minutes. We didn't. Well, maybe there's a way to.
We were fucking around.
We were. I thought we had infinite time. That looks
swampland.
Yeah. Maybe intentional. It looks like kind of like a... I don't know, are they growing something or is it just ugly?
I thought we weren't going to go there today.
We did.
To be fair, we just sort of brushed shoulders. We didn't go there. I don't know what Kyle was thinking.
I'm not the...
Hey, it's Topgolf.
The map went there.
This is Topgolf. This is a Topgolf. So I'm thinking California. I've seen a Topgolf.
Yeah.
Wait, is it a Topgolf?
That's got to be what that is.
That's Topgolf.
No way.
I mean, no. But yeah. What is this?
You know, your Topgolf next to your local rice paddies.
Rice paddies?
Yeah.
Is that what you think those are?
The first one looked like where you grow rice. It was the shape of where you like grow rice plants.
Okay, here we go. This is gonna give it all.
Okay, so Asia.
Okay, rice.
Spriteman guessed Japan.
Rice, Japan. We're Asian letters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure that's the right way to say that.
It's not wrong.
At some point, I'm gonna be like a boomer, and I'm just. The problem is that at some point, you do actually just stop learning things, like culture things. You get old, and you don't interact with things as much, and you don't know what to say things, so you call things Oriental in 2022 or whatever. And yeah, one day I'm gonna be old and uncultured again, and I'm gonna say things that I'm not supposed to say, and someone's gonna have to be like, don't say that shit. And I fully want that. I want somebody to be like, that's not what you fucking say, so I cannot fucking say it.
Right.
But
I think you gotta be around people who'll call you out. Who are brave enough to call you out, that's all.
Yeah. That's gonna have to happen.
And then listen to them. We got less than a minute.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty. I think it's nice. I actually like a lot about it.
Somewhere in China, maybe.
Why would it be China?
I don't know. Why not?
Does everyone use the same numbers? Oh! Alright. Somebody who knows these languages.
Go plop it down somewhere in eastern China, just so we get it somewhere close.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it'll auto-submit whatever we have selected if it's
probably. What is everyone else saying? I'm guessing southwestern Japan. I'm putting my pin in China.
I don't know. I don't really know enough about the geography of either.
Vietnam. Ooh, I want to guess Vietnam.
You can guess Vietnam.
I don't know where it is on the map.
You got 8 seconds.
Where
Find
is
it.
Vietnam?
Find it.
It's
right there.
Ah, haha.
Finish.
No, what is it?
Oh, it's Taiwan.
Oh, it was Taiwan. Wow, we would have actually been very close over here.
Points. Yeah, you're right.
I made it further. That's Def Japan. It's closer to Japan than Vietnam.
True.
I actually just wanted it to be Vietnam because I've never seen anything about Vietnam.
It's crazy how my brain... You know what would be fun is to do that game where you draw a map of Asia and where the countries are and then see how it compares, because my brain does not put I'm just looking at this and I'm like, I didn't know Japan was to the right of the Koreas. This is not how... I don't know why my brain did not organize it this way. I've seen this map.
Something is radiating heat and I can smell it.
Is it this thing? Or this was getting hot earlier. No, that's fine.
I can smell it. Is it your tea? No, that smells really good.
Yeah.
No, it's it's that burning technology smell. You know, that moth, burning moth dust, mothball smell. It's all over your desk.
That's just my computer getting old.
Where's it
Probably.
going? Strange. Burning technologies.
Heat is my favorite
It's
smell.
such a concerning smell. You must know what I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Well, nothing is
Overheating computers
currently
is
on
definitely its
fire.
own smell.
Nothing is on fire, so.
Your result only. Okay, there we go.
Zachary says, I came up with a terrible D&D joke earlier. Well, share it with the class.
Let's hear it.
Share it with the class,
Going on to the
Zachary.
next one. I'll steer on this one.
He is my favorite.
Oh, oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Where's that dirt guy? Has everybody seen this streamer that does this, but he can tell every, like, dirt? You cleaning dust from your PC? I've never seen Kyle clean a PC. That's never
done
happened.
it. What are you talking about? Yeah, you have.
Mine, when I asked you to.
I clean my PCs. This is either Texas or Africa.
It's not Texas. I don't think I've ever seen dirt this color in Texas. Oh, it's not Texas.
Alright, well, point for Africa, probably.
It does look like Africa, and he looks African.
We don't usually get Africa on these. Every time
Where
we
is
do it on
that guy
GeoGuessr,
going?
I don't...
You did not spend enough time. He was going to give us all the answers.
This is the road.
He has the answers.
He's going that way.
He has the answers.
Oh, is that a sign? Did I miss a sign? Having gone back and visited Texas again, though, we were actually comparing how close it feels to Africa when you're going there from... Oh, it's just that, okay. From New York. It's so flat, and the trees are so scrubby.
They're so scrubby.
It really doesn't look that much different, like, silhouette, landscape-wise.
Well, except that Africa's pretty.
Well, right, except Texas is way uglier.
Why are we all the way out here?
I
What are these people doing?
don't know. There's a surprising number of people around all this nothing.
Where are they going? Where did they come from? And will we get there?
There has to be a settlement nearby, right?
Are you
There's got to be like a
smelling it?
building. No. Not specifically. I'm mostly smelling my tea.
Bro,
Is it just the corner you're in?
I don't know, but it's freaking me out. Or am I having a stroke? Is that a stroke smell? I feel like burning things is a stroke smell.
I don't know, Kyle. This might still be Texas. It still could. Oh, Turkana County. Where is that? It is in Turkana. Is it in Turkana?
Am I having a stroke?
I don't think so.
How do you check?
I assume you're just smelling my computer.
Does it always smell like this?
You
How
wanna
come you
switch
can't
seats?
smell it? No, I look better in this seat.
Changing seats might help.
What is that hot that I can smell
I
it?
can feel stuff. It's all computers, tech stuff is over here. It's warm. It's just, who knows?
I
It's
haven't
the
felt
computer. There's
anything
dust in there.
hot enough to be burning dust. What the fuck?
Smells, yes, somewhere East Africa based on the landscape.
Look at how dark my hair is. My hair is like blue-black. You see that? That's natural, baby.
Oh shit, we're out. I completely
Where
wasn't
were
paying
we?
attention.
Oh, right.
I mean, we didn't
Africa,
get nothing.
right?
We'll turn off the timer next time. We're not smart enough
Africa's
to do this with the
literally
timer.
so diverse.
Wow, it is in Kenya.
Wow, the one place in Africa I've been.
Who mentioned Kenya? Somebody guessed it.
Kyle, do the rainbow
Mefek
face.
said Kenya.
What's a rainbow face?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what that means.
Sudden numbness or weakness in the face, arm, or leg. Confusion. These are things I experience.
Don't give
regularly.
Allison symptoms. This isn't helpful.
This is just what my life feels like. Difficulty speaking, confusion, weakness, numbness. This is literally every moment of my fucking life. Sudden severe headache. That's the whole day.
If you want, you can move over there for a minute to see if it goes away.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to compare.
That's a good idea.
Just get out of the corner for a second.
See, it still fucking smells like death. My shirt?
My computer roasting over here.
You smell it?
I do kind of smell it, actually.
Do you?
Yeah. Maybe I just
Am I
need to
having a shared stroke?
get the dust out. I don't think that's very common.
Shared strokes? You never heard of a shared stroke?
Zachary pointed out that he said sudden.
Yeah, well, your joke was missed. I'm sorry.
Oh, we missed the G&T joke.
Oh, because he said it twice.
All right, we got automobiles, we got streets, we got hedges.
Like English.
It does look English-ish.
You guys want to hear my fucking rant? You know what I'm mad about?
I want to know what you're mad about.
I'm mad.
These roads don't have sidewalks. They're also very skinny. Oh, we got a abandoned bike and basket just on the side of this road. Oh, we got this lady.
That's an English person.
That looks, yeah. This looks. I mean, I guess.
When were these taken?
England, Ireland. Let's see. Oh, there's a location. Sandercare. What is this? This is either that one town in Ireland where they don't speak English, or it's Wales. That's what I'm guessing.
Wales. Guess Wales.
That the words looked almost English. I feel like England would have more sidewalks. That might be true. It could also be like Dutch land. What is that? The Netherlands or something? I don't know.
Someone said it's Swedish.
Def Europe, Swedish. You know, one of those goofy white people places. Where they make the funny sounds. Yeah, right? Like this is Silkeborg.
Aarhus.
Where is Silkeborg?
Vedsovjic.
Is that somewhere like up here, like Poland through Estonia, or are we looking more like Netherlands? Who they say Sweden?
Yeah, it's
like up here maybe.
Yes, that area.
Are we looking in Scandinavia?
I think so.
I'll put it around Stockholm first.
That is not around Stockholm.
What? Stockholm.
Yeah. I said I bet it's not around Stockholm.
Maybe not, but it seems like a good bet to put it near a population hub.
Swedish doesn't have that O. The O with the cross.
The person says blind veg is absolutely Swedish. Norway. I think Scandinavian is right. I've gone the wrong way. How fast can I click? Should have searched the neighborhood more. There's another bike man. If we can get just like a road or a little location. Privat Vaj. There we go. It's there.
Did you find it?
No.
I do. Their O is different.
Oh,
actually.
you're right. Norway.
Oh,
it was in Denmark. All right.
Oh, there's Aarhus.
Oh,
and
is it?
Silkeborg.
Silkeborg.
Silkeborg. Anyway, do you want to know my controversial ass opinion?
Yeah.
I don't think any fat person chooses to be fat.
Wow.
Said it. I stand by it. And I will fight to the death on this. Because, you know what?
That shouldn't be a hot take, but I guess it is.
Just like everything else in fucking life, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about until it happens to them. Like, absolutely nobody knows what it's like to have any experience unless you've done it. Actually, everyone should be banned from talking about anything that they don't know.
All human. Oh yes, I agree.
I feel so fucking serious about this because I was serious about this before I got fat, and having gotten fat, my life changed. Because you know what? I started talking to fat people and myself and everything else in the world. You know what? Choosing to be fat is like choosing to be pale or dark-haired or something. Meaning that you could probably go significantly out of your way and do way more than anyone else would ever have to not be the way that you are, but you'd still have to do triple the amount of work. You'd have to tan every fucking day. You'd have to use fake tanners to get the look that you wanted to, and eventually it will fade just like everything else, and you gotta start all over, and everyone will be mad at you for not being fucking tan enough, and you're like, I can only exist. And it just doesn't make, like, everyone's like, jeans, sure, but like other shit, and I'm so sick of like being part of marginalized communities and hearing them talk about things that everyone is so behind on. This is beginning to piss me off more than anything. There are these little radical groups of people that are talking about things like 10 years in the future to everyone else's fucking knowledge. Like, the way fat people are talking about their experiences being fat and weight loss and everything, they are so much smarter on things like diet and exercise than any man I've ever met that goes to the gym regularly. Because that man, he lives in a world this small, where his one experience is what he just assumes, like, falls on every person. He's like, I did this, I did this, I did this, you do this, then you're like me, and the same thing happened. That's it. That's the whole thought process.
I do this,
and it works.
You give me cookie, I get you cookie.
And it works because in the 80s, when all of this stuff about diet ever even started, it just had to be one white guy first to say it, and then it became a study. And that's all that ever needed to happen. And I feel very strongly about this, and it makes me so mad to hear radical groups talk about, like all of these things that are, like, happening, and people don't know what's going on in them because they're not experiencing it, and it makes me so mad. Anyone who's like, oh yeah, I know somebody who chooses to be fat. What does that mean? What do you think that... Is this the same thing about people who choose to be poor? Is that what it is? Is it like that same mentality? Like, they choose to make bad decisions. Who's choosing to be unhappy? That has never made any fucking sense to me. Like, I get personal accountability, but when you mean personal accountability, you mean something that's relatively easy for you to conceptually do that is, like, significantly harder for someone else. Like, conceptually, you can ask a person in a wheelchair to stand up. Like, you could.
Right.
And they could. Something could help them stand up. A lot of things could get them on their damn feet, but they still have, I stood up. What's the problem? What, a wheelchair? Just get a thing that makes you stand. I don't understand. So, yeah, you have to spend more money to stand. Why wouldn't you do it? I just...
Blaming poor people for being poor. It's the same. It's all the same shit.
It's like... And it's this problem with this idea that people, like, don't want to take accountability. I don't know how you can think, like... Yeah. So
you're taking the easy way out by being miserable all the time.
Like, have you ever sat down and thought, why would someone want to be fat? And then come up with no answers? And been like, I can't think of any reason why anybody would want to be fat. Oh, almost like nobody wants to just be fat. Like, nobody is just like, today, I've decided to be obese. Today, I'm changing my life for obesity. Like, not because like, it's bad personally, because it could be, it could not be, I don't give a shit. But the problem is that, like, there are so much negative consequences to simply being fat that no one would ever be like, today, I'm gonna fucking ruin my life. I hope that in the future I can move forward being criticized for everything I've ever done, and everyone tells me exactly how much I'm failing all the fucking time. Do you know how I got fat? Do you want to know how I got fat? I don't have a fucking clue! Nobody knows!
This happened overnight, basically.
And everyone's... So you're like, anyway, I got fat. Could somebody please help me figure out how to lose weight? And they're like, are you calorie counting? Never calorie counted in my fucking life. What do you mean by calorie counting? Like, why would I be calorie counting? I didn't calorie count when I was skinny. Why would...
The fitness stuff in particular is really bad, especially because of the group that is, like, in... So, the problem is that you're talking about people who genuinely
is anyone still here?
Don't even think about the like, it never crosses their mind that things may operate significantly differently for someone else. So Jim Bro dude is going like, I'm not fat because I did these things. You must not be doing these things because that's the only way it works. This is which is ridiculous, because fitness in particular has always been, like, incredibly like, insufficient science. It's only ever the earliest the fitness stuff you're talking about from the 80s was based on, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's workouts, who is an anomaly of a human being in a completely different direction.
The problem is gym bros, known for being the most intelligent of men, have learned the term thermodynamics. Right? So someone somewhere told somebody, hey, that thing you're talking about, that's physics, and physics cannot be proved wrong. And so the problem is that women are generally more fat for no reason. They don't know why they got fat. They just got fat. They have their body's different.
There's no way to find out.
Nobody cares what women are doing, so nobody knows. And so the thing is like,
you can't learn that.
And so the men will be like, it's basic thermodynamics. And a girl's gonna be like, okay, well that's really fun because I've been on a 500 calorie deficit daily for 3 months and nothing's worked. You know what they say? Not possible. The logic, to have hundreds of thousands of people be like, that thing you recommended didn't work. And to be like, it's physics. It can't not work. Like, don't be stupid, because now you're stupid and fat. And then they hate you because they think that everything only works in a singular way. And like, I don't know how to be the person that literally you could be like, have you tried calorie counting? And somebody goes, that doesn't work. And you'd be like, oh, well, you're wrong. Like, you did it wrong. Like, everything about you, the competent person I know, you must have just fucked that up. Like you just did that wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody said some actors get fat for roles. I'm not addressing that, but it did remind me that the actress
sorry, go ahead.
In Bridgerton, who is already fat, Penelope in Bridgerton, she has a personal chef.
Oh, you're saying as a reason why people choose?
No, I don't know.
Fat?
I don't know what he's talking about. Point. He just reminded me of something else, and I'm talking about a different point. She's fat. She's fatter than me. Hi, baby. And I don't know why I said she's fatter than me. She just is. But she has a personal chef, and they talk about what she eats, and it's like, I absolutely fucking wish I could. Some people are just fat, and hi, baby. She's not happy about the yelling.
Oh.
Anyway, I feel like do you guys have something to say?
Smalls earlier said, is anyone still here, as if we don't watch for this.
I haven't done this in so long. I'm actors, mad about this.
This is I don't know why this occurred to me. It took me so long to occur to me in life, like why this is another part of my breakdown on like why it's hard for me, why I struggle, and why other people seem not to in certain things. There's lots of like glamorization that happens on social media. There's lots of differences in individual people's biology and stuff. But also there's a really big factor that I just have not been considering for most of my life.
Yeah.
When it comes to like really famous, successful people, actors who seem to like lose and gain weight for different roles, like business tycoons who seem to just have energy all day long. It's drugs. Everyone does drugs.
Oh, yeah.
They're not illegal if you have money. Yeah. Everyone does the drugs they need to do to get where they need to go. It's really easy to lose weight for a role when you just down Ozempic for 3 months. Like, you just do you just take the medication and then you're fine. Like, that's... Actually, you're probably not fine. You're probably destroying your body, but, like, there's more medication for that later.
I think
that's how it works.
One of the things that bothers me is, like, the very high demand for acknowledgement that people demand you acknowledge it, right? You can be like, hey, everyone I know is not fat out of laziness, and I don't know a single person who's ever chosen to be fat, like, by sheer choices in life, and they just are fat. And someone will be like, well, someone gets fat because they're lazy.
Yeah.
Like, is this theoretics? Are we in theory talk? Like, someone is fat because... Okay, you're right.
Technically, the point you made is completely invalidated because there is an exception to the rule that you laid out.
I could flip a coin and it could land on heads 10 times in a row.
The Bechdel test means nothing because war movies are perfectly fine without any women.
It's just the way that, like, you will say something that does not cross people's mind, and the way they want to meet you in the middle is by dragging you to their side. So you're, like, having a conversation, and you're like, I know only fat people, and none of them are fat because they're lazy or making bad lifestyle choices. And they'll be like, sure. But meet me where I'm at. People are fat because they're lazy.
Right.
And you're like, that was not in the middle, right? Like, the only thought they have when they think of a fat person is like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but let's let's roll back to the fact that people do get fat out of laziness.
I actually think they care more about you meeting them in the middle of the argument than they even care about the point that they're making.
I think
that's more of what you're...
sounds like talking to racists about why there's higher crime rates and poverty for other races that aren't white. It's sort of like having that conversation where they're like, well, black people are poor. Oh, okay. What do you want me to say to that? Like, have you asked yourself maybe why black people might be poor? Like, that's such an interesting conclusion to come to. Does it spark no other fucking thoughts? Like, that's where that thought landed? I'm consistently confused where people's thoughts stop.
Yeah.
They, like, learn one day, they're like, black people commit more crimes. And that's...
and I'm satisfied with this reality.
That's the thing I bring up at parties. I'm going to go on Reddit, and I'm going to talk about it on Reddit. And it's like, oh, that's really weird.
Say no more.
Why?
I understand.
If that's true, right? So my first instinct is going to be to argue, like, that doesn't sound right. And they're going to be like, no, it's true. And they pull up their fucking phone. They pull up a study from 2003. No one's ever studied it again. You're like, Right, so now that you've proven to me this bizarre fact that you opened with, that's really interesting. Why? You don't have anything to say, because everything you're going to say now is weird as shit. It's weird as shit, everything you're going to say now. So that's what it feels like talking about fat people, except for some reason, it's still, like, so much easier to just be like, but fatness is a moral issue, and you're all failing. And it makes me really uncomfortable to think that I might have to step back on that position, because I know a fat person, and I hate their guts. So if I cannot talk shit about their morality, why are you staring at me?
Pink Party Pooper says, my first live one.
Sorry.
The longer you talked, the better of a punchline that became, so I was just letting you go. Welcome.
Glad you're here. Hi, everybody.
Also glad to see Allison ranting. Carculus says, quoted me with, the secret to life is drugs. It's more like the secret to capitalism is drugs. The secret of life is going and sitting on a mountain and not moving, I think. The secret to life is sleep.
There's actually so much, like, when you start to care, for whoever might, there's so much interesting information on fatness, including things like your gut biome, your the actual, like, elements around you and how much they impact your weight, like the things you're consuming. There was a whole girl who was exclusively studying, like, her entire college education was around studying the correlation between external factors and, like, diabetes. And in it, she learned a bunch about, like, the correlation between your external factors and people who get fat. And it was so interesting. And then the Gym Bros found her, doxed her, kicked her off TikTok, and spread a bunch of weird shit about it. So it just sucked because it was so interesting to hear. But we're still past, like, we're still not even close to the point where, like, hundreds of thousands people can collectively say that something is not working, and the other hundred of thousands of people, for some reason it sits in their brain to be like, liars. All of you. Every single one of you, liars.
Now that I think about it, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's right. Mm-hmm. It's actually crazy how fascinating the human body is in so many different ways if you're just not a little bitch about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just willing to hear out that, like, you know, crazy things like people, like, you can just change weight or gender with very minimal effort, or age does crazy stuff, but nobody wants to talk about it. It's all just, I don't know if people are just spooked or if people just like being, I mean, the whole gym bro thing is definitely like they've become an expert in their mind, and they, I think, care more about maintaining the appearance of intelligence and expertise than they do even about, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they also hate fat people, but, like, I think there's a lot of, like, just weird childish self-defense in that, because you bring up, like, actually, you're 100% wrong, you have no life experience to back this up, I do, I know everything, and you have it really easy, and then they're like, well, but that doesn't make me feel included. Like, that's the issue, right, is that they're like, because sometimes you're just wrong. You're just not. You're living a different life than everybody else, and maybe you're lucky for that.
I think
and
the worst people on this are people who once considered themselves like mildly chubby because it was middle school,
right?
And got
they
skinny.
Overcame some small obstacle.
They went to the gym,
right,
and then saw results,
right.
And they will go up to someone. They'll be like, "Hey, you tried going to the gym," and you'll be like, "Yeah, didn't work," and their mind will just dies, just fries on impact. Just oh, well then you didn't do it right. Oh, my bad. Let me go to the gym right. It's literally like, this is just, it just drives me nuts how regularly behind, because I occasionally make the mistake of being on Reddit, where everyone is a fat-phobic idiot. Like, I just do not understand. You can be like, hey, all these things, like, here's an interesting study on how fat is almost exclusively based on genetics or disease or these external factors. And they'll be like, thermodynamics. You cannot gain weight if you are in a calorie deficit. You cannot. Because it's energy in and out. You cannot fight energy in and energy out. That's not fucking possible.
Maybe it's given too much credit. Like, maybe there's a fear in there that if they're wrong, that means their work is kind of pointless and they could suddenly get fat all of a sudden, and they don't want to acknowledge that. But that's probably giving way too much credit to... That's probably too sympathetic to most of the people you're talking about.
It's really hard because I've definitely talked to fat people who put all of, like, the self-blame on, like, actions or lack of actions in action.
Yeah.
Or they think it's, like, food or something. And you'll ask, like, what happened? And there's just, like, a big question mark, right? Like, it's like, did you start eating worse? Like, after a breakup or something?
Right.
Right? And for some people, they gained weight, but, like, it's so rare for me to talk to someone who is fat. And the reason that they gained weight is because at some point they just uprooted their lifestyle and became somebody who just eats a shit ton more. Like, that's...
Right.
There are really interesting documentaries and other things, like people... There was a show called Fit to Fat, I think.
That sounds familiar.
It was like personal trainers would try to get fat and then try to lose the weight.
That's right. I remember that.
And it was really, really interesting to watch. Some people were losers about it. They
started off with, like, they had been not going to the gym and, like, eating differently for 6 months or something, and they were like, now we're going back in and get... And the idea was, like, see how hard it is once you've done it, which is interesting.
It was
but
interesting.
Also, it's still not the same thing, because before that, you were a personal trainer.
Right.
Which is... the muscle's already there.
But there's a lot of really interesting things about it, including how much... They always get blown away by this. One of my favorite parts is how much they have to eat. Almost like it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
how
like for
much,
them to get fat, they have to, like...
Yeah, how much...
Right.
Almost, and then it occurs to them... People aren't doing that. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And then you have shows like My 600-Pound Life or whatever of people who have been eating like childhood. Like, fat their whole fucking life. They didn't get a choice. You're like, they didn't get a choice.
For new people, the claim that we're talking about is that that's not what makes you fat in the first place. Eating too much food ain't usually the thing.
There's just no... Like, and it's not fair, because I am 5 feet tall. Kyle is 6 feet tall. Kyle is supposed to be just like a hungrier person. Like, that's how that works, right?
Needing more energy for more body.
So it's like Kyle should be able to eat multiple. Like, he should just be I am short and therefore should not be hungry in a way a tall person is. This has never made sense to me. Is it because my stomach is supposed to be smaller? Like,
I mean, presumably, yeah, if all things were perfectly honed, that your body wouldn't need to burn as much energy to do the same things as mine.
What does that have to do with hunger?
Because there's less of it, and then your brain would regulate the hunger for how much input. But that's not how it works. There's so many things.
Kyle is 6'1". I am 6 foot. I am 5 feet. If a plate of ravioli is delivered to us in delicious cream sauce, we both want to eat the whole plate. I'm supposed to want to eat half the plate because I am short? These things do not correlate. I want the entire plate of ravioli. Like, also, but like, right? This makes sense. And everyone's like, you shouldn't want to eat all of that. That's too much food. Then why'd they put it all on one plate? It's all for being consumed. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't exactly, because you also eat less food than me when we are when we are at a table together.
I do eat less
you
food
don't
than
eat
you.
as much food. The whole point is that has nothing to do with your
weight at all.
It's
crazy that everyone's like, you should just be eating 1,200 calories. Okay,
I mean,
that's what a
dumb.
toddler
That's
does.
Ridiculous.
That's the amount of calories for an infant. That's how much they burn. 1,200. I'm in the same range as a 3-year-old in what I'm supposed to be eating in terms of consuming things.
Yeah, I don't believe
this is confusing because I'm just supposed to be less into food because I'm like small. Like that doesn't make sense either. It's like you're not allowed as many calories. Well, that's the delicious part. Thank you.
Smalls explained it well. He said a 1 by 1 by 1 cube is 4 times smaller than a 2 by 2 by 2 cube, so a bigger person has more meat they need to replace with the flesh of the rich.
So true. That's a great point. All you tall people, I want you on the front lines of the revolution.
We had a question earlier from Carculus says, do you think the sugar lobby is at least partially to blame for rising obesity? I feel like that's a very oversimplified claim about the fact that
the answer is yes.
American food is fucked up and has caused lots of health problems for a lot of people. Yes.
No, but you know about the sugar lobbying, right?
Yeah. I just think like tip of the iceberg, man. I'm not calling you out, but yes, and then a lot more than that.
I don't think it's the tip of the iceberg is not what I would call it. I would call it the beginning of the end or something. The sugar industry.
But, I mean, that was in the 80s, though. So, we're way past the beginning.
Okay, but
that's where fat bad came from. Like the entire cutting low fat diets came from sugar lobbies paying for campaigns to tell people that fat made you fat and to eat less fat.
Yeah.
Also,
you're right.
Health information is largely a scam and marketing and lies and things people pay to tell you. So even looking it up is basically impossible because you have to sift through all the actual information with all the completely bullshit information that is presented the same way.
I have done... So someone said I burned 1,200 calories sitting here. It's 9 p.m. I have burned 1,800 calories. At 9 p.m. I will probably burn 2,000 calories by the end of my day-ish. And I eat healthy. Yeah. Genuinely healthy.
You eat more salads than I do.
Actually, for the people who care, when I started gaining weight, randomly out of nowhere, I put on 30 pounds in a month, which was nuts. That's never happened to me before in my life. And I didn't do anything different. So what I started doing is something different, which is eating less. And it didn't work. So what happened was, I ate like shit and was skinny, and then I ate like shit and got fat, and then I ate good and stayed fat.
Hey, Vector's here.
Hey, Vector. Anyway, I just don't, until you've taken time to assess something, there's, assessing something, and then there's living it and reassessing the way that you lived and how people are discussing life and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's just... And I actually hate this, but the more I live, the more it becomes true. You simply do not know something without having experienced it, because people are really bad about including the nuance in their mind into their conversations. And so, the conversations get stuck between the people with the nuance who don't know how to explain it, and the people who understand something conceptually versus understanding something, like, because they've lived it, right?
Yeah.
And they are different, and that sucks. Because theoretically, you should be able to understand something without having experienced it.
Right.
But also,
I think that's probably the most
can't.
important lesson, is understanding that you don't get things. That, like, knowing about them is different than experiencing them.
Yeah.
Coming to that understanding, I think, is...
Yeah.
Not common for a good half or more of the population.
And this is all really hard because, like, also, like, more... Like, this is all very frustrating because I hate stupid people. I hate people who don't think about... I'm very confused by people who don't think about things. I would say my biggest person pet peeve is stopping the thought process. I will explain. Because this, like, is the most confusing thing to me is when the thought process ends at something that, to me, inherently begs more questions.
Like, there's more questions to ask, and they simply don't. They just take whatever it is as, like as done.
There's almost nothing that ever feels done to me. There is another thought or question to be had, and so maybe everybody doesn't need to go as far as I go.
There's a SpongeBob meme about this.
What?
I stole my wallet.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But yeah, right?
I feel like that talking to everyone. You're talking about the Manta Ray one?
Yeah.
I feel like
this
that
is your
talking
ID. I found
to
it in this
everyone.
wallet.
I feel like that talking to every person ever, especially anybody on Reddit or TikTok. I feel like I'm talking to that person. Because they will say an absolute. Like, not all cops are bad. AndLl be like...
I like you labeling the absolute as not all cops are bad.
That is the absolute. In my mind, that is the. Well, I guess you could also say all cops.
By definition, are bad, right? All cops are bad is the absolute statement.
But you're right. But the
I know what you mean.
But all cops are bad is the conclusion everyone had to keep. We only got
that
to
one's a hard one.
We only got to ACAB because the first part was not questioned. Cops were just always perceived. Right. It doesn't matter. I'll pick something else. Anyway,
yeah. There's too much metaphor in it to make it work.
Black people are poor, right?
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Statistically,
a generalization.
Statistically, somebody will say something like that, and it's all somebody will. Ugh, I just do not understand. Like, how do you not constantly ask more questions about this kind of thing? You know, like, how does anyone just stop?
Small said, we've not had an OK rep for so long, we opened the gate expecting a hug, and it turns out a tsunami was being held back.
So sorry.
They're explaining they were explaining the back door. What
you know what a weird one is? Here, let me just dive headfirst into controversy. So Johnny Depp Amber Heard, I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but at some point, there was this rumor that she shit in his bed, right?
Right, I remember this. This
was a strange thing, but whatever. You're not paying a lot of attention. Two weirdos who no one should ever fucking care about. No, I have no idea what's happening. Doesn't matter. So, and it was so weird because people would talk to me about bits and pieces of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing, but it was so confusing. Each bit and piece just only begged more questions. Like, anytime anyone said anything, I would just be like, so they would say that thing, right? It was memed to hell because she was apparently pooping in his bed or whatever.
Right.
I thought, like, so you just heard that and was like, that happened. Like, there was, you weren't like, what? What are you talking? Like, huh?
What?
When?
Why? When? There's a list.
Turns out there are answers to all these things. And all the things are, she didn't, wasn't his bed, no one was home. Like, there's just... It's always so strange to me the way people will say something and I'm like, why is that where you ended? Why is it where you ended? That's a great example.
People are so happy that this is happening.
Great example is just like, fat people are fat because they're lazy. All of them? Every single one is fat because they're... What about when they say that that's not the reason? You never asked yourself that fucking question? What? How are people living? It's No, you know what?
You talk.
Now that I'm saying all this, I actually envy those people. Never think further. Accept things as is. Learn nothing because I'm...
Yeah, we've already gotten to this point.
I just...
Don't learn
things. Nothing. I just cannot... I'm always so baffled.
Otherwise, you just...
People say things.
This is what happens when you know things.
That's so true. Learn nothing. Oh my god. Can I just... You know what I'm saying, though, right? Like, please tell me you guys understand what it's like to talk to someone who just says something and you're like, why is that where that thought ended? Like, what? Like, the conclusion was that point? Like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do.
So many times. So many times.
Small said Allison's been beating this one drum for the last 30 minutes. It felt like we were wrapping up, and she just smashed a pair of cymbals with ACAB written in Sharpie in our faces. Viola says the trial happened where they live, I guess, Fairfax, Virginia.
Oh, I bet it was awful.
Yeah. Johnny Depp Amber Heard being brought up is wild.
I care so much about this case.
Yeah,
I will not...
We could do a whole episode just on...
I will not go into
I can just sit here.
I will go into it. If you ask me to, I will go into it.
Don't ask her to. But, I mean, you can.
I mean, I like hot take.
I like listening to you rant also.
Hot take.
That's why I do these.
Hate celebrities.
Yep.
Hate celebrities with the fieriest passion in my fucking gut.
Same.
And Johnny Depp is at the top of the list. I mean, like, truly, like, the top of... Like...
Yeah. Yeah.
About this case. Someone recently was like, she was found guilty on slander, I think is maybe what the case was about or something.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, like, why did the case exist? They were like, what do you mean? I was like, why did he sue her? Like, what was it? What was the thing? What were the examples? And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I'm kind of hinting at, which is that he was already found guilty of multiple cases of abuse, which is why this started. And they went, do you have a source for that?
I told me.
Well, okay. So, back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's why the current case is happening. So, like, the source comment was strange to me because it's...
Yeah, what did he mean? Like a source for having been convicted before?
It's already established.
Right.
Hence, like, it's not why the case existed. Technically, the case existed over something, like, entirely different.
The premise of our interaction is...
But still, but it was like, you're asking me for a source based on the foundation of the case that you were following closely being a result of, like, what do you mean a source? the case that is that you watched... What? I will never get over that. They were like, I didn't know about it. What do you mean you did? Why do you think they're suing each other? Why do you think he is suing her? Like, Anyway. Sorry.
Zachary Perkins says, what about David Tennant? How could you hate David Tennant? And that was a conversation about David Tennant.
Like, is a celebrity?
David Tennant probably could go. We've done the episode on The List. We've talked about The List. But also, James Marsden was on the list. James Marsden was on the okay person list. And it turned out to be not a very good person.
Zachary says you hate Johnny Depp more than all the other celebrities? No, I said he's at the top.
Yeah. The top of the list is a crowded place, though. Don't worry.
He's
He's not the only one up there.
Johnny Depp.
We love David Tennant as far as we can tell.
I don't have any feelings about David Tennant.
I don't know the guy.
I don't have any feelings about David. Like, the man...
He seems cool, yeah. He seems generally outspoken about important things and also has good interactions with fans, and that's about all you can say about any celebrity. I don't know what he does in his spare time. They all make money. He's not on Disney yet. That's usually a good sign. He's not getting the Disney checks. That's a good question. That is one of the criteria.
This is where I start.
I know who the wife is, but I don't know.
This is where I start. How old is David Tennant's wife?
How old is David Tennant? That's also an important question. He's 53.
Is the heat on?
I mean, it hasn't been running, so we shouldn't. Georgia Tennant. They have 5 children.
They do?
Apparently. Where is she? That's her. Georgia. She's 39. 39, 54.
When did they get married?
Looks like 2011.
Which would have made her...
So about 10 years ago. So 29 and 44 when they got married. That's a little bit of a gap.
They're both adults. That's honestly
But it's fine. It's fine. They've been married for 10 years. I mean, that's decent. That's a decent, okay, like, you know, green flag, I suppose.
Who else did he date? This is where I start. Every man is judged based on their interactions with the women in their life. It starts there.
Allison's good at digging up shit on celebrities, guys.
Okay. Who else?
And that's usually a good one to start with.
Who
right?
else has he dated? Nobody I know.
No. Don't recognize any of
David
these names.
Tennant had an encounter with Lucy Porter.
I don't know what the fuck does that mean? Here, switch it over.
Because it specified... What do I do?
Here.
Because it specified after that he was rumored to have a hookup. So what is this encounter?
An encounter and a hookup? Like, those are two different things?
Those are different things.
Okay.
So I don't know what this encounter could have been. Maybe they brushed hands romantically like a Bridgerton moment.
Yeah.
That goes down on my dating
More
history.
of a red flag when they...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, the age gap thing is, I'd say...
I hit the back button.
We'll do it again. Is more subjective to some degree, I'd say, when you start getting into, like, older ages. But
what is his type? What do his exes look like? Are they all tiny little blondes? That's fine. You can have that type. Is this his wife? Is this the same?
No, that doesn't look like her. I don't think so. Is that her?
Doesn't look like her, or
No,
does it
maybe
look
it is.
exactly fucking like her?
Maybe it
Is
is.
this his wife?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's her right there.
I don't know. I could.
She's in that one episode of Doctor Who, so if she looks like she does in that episode, then I recognize her.
Let's
if she
do
doesn't,
this.
then I don't.
David Tennant. Contra.
That's actually a good way to look it up. I've done that before. I did this with, this is how I confirmed, you know who I was surprised to find nothing on, no dirt on at all? And we've talked about this before, I think you would know. What is that? What is it?
He's fine. I'm not worried about him. We don't have to look into this any further.
Okay. David Tennant is fine?
Yeah, he wore a Leave Trans Kids Alone shirt and somebody else called him a groomer.
Oh,
so
okay.
If that's your controversy...
That's a good test.
Yeah. Anyway...
What was I gonna, oh yeah, the person I thought was surprised to find out is probably like more or less okay is the director that I'm pretty sure I like. What's his name?
Zack Snyder?
No, that's yours.
That you like?
Yeah, he's Iron Man, Elf, Chef.
Oh.
John Favreau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked him up because I was like, he seems ripe for having a problem based on his position in life, but he surprisingly didn't have a lot of red flags. So occasionally they can slip out, but I'm never going to assume, because again, the James Marsden thing, like, we were completely fine about that, and then, surprise pop up in a documentary where he wrote a letter defending a child rapist, so it only takes the one thing.
Yeah.
I have not seen the new DuckTales. I know that he does the Scrooge voice.
David Tennant, for as of the moment, is in the clear. But
yeah.
The problem isn't if David Tennant did anything
the
wrong.
Safe list is not actually safe. It's not permanent.
Celebrities are only as powerful as the people that believe in them, like fairies from
right.
Peter Pan. So
or Theros
the
gods.
problem
Anyone
is,
who wants that reference.
Can David Tennant fall off of your list? And if not, change. Change. You don't know
I do think that's the general rule.
People.
Always allow the celebrity
You don't
room.
know us. You don't know us. You have no idea. We can be horrible people.
That's true.
And I expect every single one of you who's ever listened to me rant about anything, be ready to hate our fucking guts. Just in case we're shitty ass people. I feel like I've also argued for the nuance of, like, not canceling people for very human things, and, like, people do, like, there's people, and then there's, like, Johnny Depp, who's, like, actual Satan, maybe? Like,
also, even within that world, Johnny Depp and David Tennant, aren't in the same category of human being either, so...
Do you remember when we Googled whether or not Johnny Depp was English because we didn't know the answer?
Oh, yeah, and he wasn't? He's, like, from Tennessee.
Why does he sound like that?
Johnny Depp is from Tennessee or Kentucky or something. He's, like, from, like, the, like southern United States.
My favorite Johnny Depp fact is that he has a matching tattoo with Marilyn Manson, who is a known woman torturer, and by woman torturer, I mean, like, literally tortures women by keeping them in a room that he has locked underneath his house for days.
This is information people know and have
and
recorded.
Also that those women who escaped the room that he was locked in have talked in depth about the decor that he had in his rape dungeon. There are no other words. And it's all Nazi shit. He has Nazi shit everywhere. He has flags and Hitler things and Hitler posters inside of the rape dungeon that he keeps women trapped in when they don't do what he wants. So he has matching tattoos with Johnny Depp.
Matching tattoos is a special kind of, like, there's no way around that, right? That's not,
right.
You can't just be like, it was one night.
I only have to say this really fun fact because going to court and being found guilty of 12 counts of abuse.
What did Kyle do?
Was not enough. What do you mean, what did Kyle do?
I like to guess actresses. What did Kyle do?
Kyle did nothing. He's perfect. Look at him. Wait, look at him.
But if I did do something, be ready to hate me for it.
I could never. I could never. Look at him. If you did anything that bad, it would have been an accident.
The number one fun fact that this is where you get in trouble. You can't say shit like that.
No, but it's true.
The fact I wouldn't do shit like that. Number one fun fact I've learned in the last few years is that when somebody does one of the terrible things, for some reason, most of the time, they've done all the other ones too. They don't just have a rape dungeon. They also have Nazi memorabilia in said dungeon.
Let's guess the hypothetical Kyle controversy. I would love to hear it.
We never finished this game over here. Let's see. We got 3,000.
You actually just need to find Kyle's enemies. Actually, this is a really good way. Another good way that I like to judge people and things is who doesn't like them.
Right.
I love that. This is important to me.
My enemies are limited.
Because guess who doesn't like Amber Heard? Guess.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp! Anyway,
men online.
I don't like Amber Heard because she's not really a person. She's more of like a figurehead now at this point.
I mean, she's also a celebrity, but
no, she's.
I mean, she isn't in popular culture right now. Like that's not the point of her anymore. But
I think she's actually like exclusively nepotism, like
the
embodiment of nepotism. Because I don't actually think she. I don't even think she's.
My only point is that you're not claiming she's a great person or something. Like that's not like.
No.
It's not so absolute. I feel like that's the issue. Is that it always turns into this like.
It's just like.
So if Johnny Depp's the bad guy, then Amber Heard's the good guy. It's like it's just.
It's
we're just talking about
it's
this
the thought that drives me It's the. I don't understand how other people think, and maybe this is a problem with my brain. But someone will be like,
"Is this road called the 12th of October?"
That's metal as hell. Anyway, somebody will be like, Johnny Depp, this very famous, super well-known actor who's like 40 years somebody's elder, is dating someone who is not famous, comparatively, significantly younger than him and extremely easily influenced, who's had a history of really bad relationships where she's been abused, and him, a man, also who's been accused of being abusive and is best friends with a known abuser, and people will be like, man, it's really crazy how she ended up being abusive in that. Did we hear the same information? Like, does no one have pattern recognition? Like, to assess
pattern
something?
recognition. I think no. I think it's actually not. I think weirdly people tend to fall short on that. Maybe it's like the headline era, so one possibility, it's always been this way and nothing is new. Two, maybe there is an issue currently with things like easily digestible news headlines and just certain things where people are handed, this is a fact, and they go, this is a fact, and they take it and they just don't think past that point or ask why, like you're saying, you know? Like maybe that's come to happen more often.
Yeah.
Because you never learned that you were lied to either. I think that's the important thing. In order to grow, you have to feel the impact of your mistake.
Yeah.
But if you just get told, this is true, accept that it's true, and then have everyone else validate that it's true, and never learn that you were lied to in the first place,
well,
then you don't learn from that.
That's how you learned. You learned that people lie, and that caused a spark
but everybody
in your
does
life.
At some point, even if they're
Well, okay, but it was not presented the same way to me. I was not presented with people lie. I was presented with, like... Well, I guess I kind of was, but it was different. I was presented with ask questions.
I'm about to lose. I'm going to put it in Colombia. Just because maybe it'll hit somewhere nearby.
Hey.
Oh, you're... Okay.
The other side of
continents.
it, but...
I got 66.
But this is like... It was presented to me as you never know what someone's... Like, you should always ask. You should always keep asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, you should always know exactly what's going on that you're interacting with. And I think that's how it was presented to me. So, like, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard also kind of feel like one of those... If you don't know what it's like to have been in the situation, it's really hard to have the pattern recognition skills to understand the nuance of why things look the way that they do.
Yeah.
Like why black
agree.
people look like they commit more crimes, or fat people look lazy, or that Darvo has reactions that look like abuse, right? Like
if you don't know the context of being in that situation, it's much harder to... it's pretty brazen to make assumptions about other people's decision making, I guess, at that point.
It's just
that's the issue.
I will move forward in life never assuming I know something more than people who are in it, and I will leave the conversations, for the most part, for the people who are in it to to argue with each other on. Because, like two people have been parents. They know they might have completely different opinions on literally everything. I'm not going to argue with someone about what it's like to be a parent, even though I have ideas, because I can theorize. But there's all that little tiny detail that I now understand exists in situations when you haven't experienced them. Like, conceptual and actual are very different.
I think that's the one thing I got right from an early age, is at some point I realized that people who had those experiences knew better than me.
Yeah.
And I always listened to what they were saying. I haven't known anything for most of my life, but I at least always deferred to the person who probably did, because they were there.
Johnny Depp is not the one with the dungeon. Marilyn Manson is the one with the dungeon.
Right. Johnny Depp just shares matching tattoos with the one with the dungeon.
They talk very fondly of each other, but...
Alright, so I'm just doing cities.
Small says, I forgot there was an okay we're up where Allison told us she taught Kyle, an adult, that people commonly lie for social benefits.
Yeah.
That still blows my mind. I still really struggle with... I don't struggle with any part of it. I'm just... This is a continual, like, sticking point for us.
Yeah, we do return to this a lot.
Yeah. Well, because something will happen, like some sort of mundane social interaction, and Kyle will be like, why did you respond the way that you did? And I'll be like, well, because you never... This is definitely America.
Well, yeah, now it is. What the hell?
It was always America. Looks like Oklahoma a little bit.
This Fort Gary United Church.
This could be anywhere.
We need a state. I'm doing city, so we just have to pick the city. We don't have to, like, pinpoint it. We just got to pick the city center, and we're good. We're in Fort Gary.
That feels like the exact same thing.
Something. Well, no, because it's never going to put you out in the middle of nowhere,
I see.
And you don't have to pick the spot in the city. You just have to pick which city you're in.
Not anything I've ever heard of.
Interesting.
This looks like northeastern southern. Like, not southern.
What, the East Coast? Is that what you're saying? Like the Carolinas?
Yeah. Tennessee-ish.
St. Paul's Anglican Church. That doesn't really give us anything. It definitely feels southern. Like, somewhere, yeah, Carolinas, Georgia.
Effect said, wait, this is Canada.
What?
That would explain the strange French-sounding school.
Were you the guy saying Nebraska last time, though?
I don't think that was...
Do they have churches like that in Canada? Is that like a... This feels super southern to me.
I mean, there's Christians in Canada.
Yeah, but there's something about southern churches.
I'm only seeing Canada now.
Why?
I don't know. It looks not quite like... It doesn't look quite like... That doesn't look like a United States building. There's something slightly European about this very United States-looking place.
We got 20 seconds. We're on a main road. I just need any indication. Do they have shitty strip malls? Oh, you're right. Jubilee. Well, that's a road.
Well, I know, but
That's
there's the city.
Oh, yes, there is the city, in fact. Shit, we got less than 10 seconds,
God.
and I don't know where to go!
Oh, God.
Virginia, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's Canada. You're right, it was Winnipeg!
Told you.
Should have gone to Canada, I should have listened.
I mean, we would have been absolutely... You could have landed anywhere in Canada.
Sandra was saying North Dakota, you would have been very close.
Anyway. Thank you for listening. I'm free to answer any questions that you might have.
Do you feel better?
Yeah, I actually feel a lot better.
That's what we need. We should do this more often so you don't get so pent up.
I think about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation all the time, not because I care about either of these people, but because the situation is the perfect embodiment of everything I hate about everyone. Celebrities, men, Reddit, people who just hear things, people who don't ask questions. Like,
I get that.
It's the perfect singular example.
I think we're trapped in this parking lot.
Oh no.
That feels that I stayed in a building like that in London where it was just out in the middle of nowhere like that.
Let me see. These are not American cars.
We've got yellow license plates.
This is...
I vote London.
Are we stuck in it? We're not stuck in it.
As a backup answer.
Oh fuck, we are stuck in the parking lot.
We are stuck in the parking lot. I tried. Can't quite make out the words on those signs.
They're all white. They're all white people.
Cassandra says, I feel devastated I missed the race. But we kept it going.
We talked
for
a lot
long
about...
time.
It was mostly about fat people,
what's the word on the road? Sortie. That's not a word.
The fuck is that? The fuck is this sortie?
I don't know what culture that is.
These cars are... Okay, I don't think England...
Whoever said it earlier, I kept wanting to like randomly cut away from what Allison was saying to bring up the fun fact that axolotls can spontaneously turn into salamanders because I thought that was really interesting. So
spontaneously?
Irreversibly, apparently. There's another sortie.
It would be weirder if they could reverse it.
That's probably true. Sortie is exit. In what language, though? That's the important part. That's French. Okay. French or Quebec, the other France.
Canada again.
Yeah, does this look like France or Canada?
I thought Montreal was the French one.
Quebec is the province. Montreal is a city in Quebec.
Well, we're stuck in a parking lot, so let's just finish this.
What? We didn't... You could have picked... We could have narrowed it down.
Oh, somebody said Belgium.
It wasn't Belgium, it's France. It's little France.
Oh, it's
little France.
Lily. Anyway.
Wild cheese fish. You're the one who did it. Thank you.
Can you settle debate in Chaos Cottage? I'm addicted to gacha games.
Am I addicted to gacha games if other men are paying for my extra rolls? What? What's a gacha game?
What did you say? What are you talking about? What are extra
Provide
rolls?
context. Explain.
Someone asked me what my favorite alternative to milk is. Allison, what is your favorite alternative to milk? Cheese? What do they mean? Yogurt? Cheese and
Stop.
Cheese and then
no
cream cheese and then yogurt.
What is wrong with you? They're not asking other dairy items. They're all milk alternatives. Like if you're getting coffee, like, do you want whole milk or something?
Oh my god.
Would you like whole milk or cheddar?
None. Milk. Well, no. Okay.
Almond milk is good.
1%? That's milk?
It's still milk. Non-dairy items. Alternatives to milk.
In what
Because you don't have milk, but you need milk.
In which way? Milk can go in almost anything and be good, but milk alternatives, almond milk for cereal, oat milk for coffee.
Okay, this is more of an answer than what you've been giving.
Heavy cream?
That's still milk. It's still dairy.
It's not milk, it's heavy cream.
It's more milk than almond milk.
What was the question? Was it dairy alternative or milk alternative?
Milk alternative? And you said cheese.
Dairy alternative would be like almond milk.
In what situation do you have milk and you go, you know what? I'd rather cheese.
I thought they meant like what is...
When is that the choice?
What is the alternate favorite dairy, like milk-based product? Like cheese is at the top of the list and then dairy is later. Or like...
I have this glass of milk, but I really would prefer it be yogurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Cheese! Instead of milk, I would pick cheese over milk any day. But I understand now what they're asking. Almond, I guess.
It's fine that you feel that way. It just wasn't even kind of the question.
I thought it made sense. Okay, sorry. Almond, I guess. It's only 1% milk is the only kind of milk to drink.
Almond milk is the only milk alternative I've really, tried a lot of.
Yeah.
I don't like oat milk very much.
Cream is part of the milk.
I'm just going to replace my milk with cream cheese for my cereal tomorrow, thanks.
Sorry for fucking that up.
That was incredible. Anyway, gacha games are apparently like Genshin Impact style, like...
Small says, I'm gonna be real, I care so little about the GeoGuess. Okay, I just want to hear Kyle and Allison express their opinions. So, the...
Gambling.
It's mostly just here so that I don't actually just vomit words.
What are you talking about?
Smalls was saying that they don't care about the GeoGuessr, they just want to hear us talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's here so that I can have breaks of thought and...
Right.
And you can too. Look at the game. Look at the things happening over here.
It helps us transition from one rant to another. That's really the only reason.
Thank you for the question. I love random questions like that because I love oversharing about my thoughts. Genuinely. Ask me anything.
I actually did.
I have never held back, which I learned is actually a trauma response, and that I overshare in hopes that I will learn quickly whether or not anyone wants to spend time with me, or if they
the trauma response.
will leave immediately.
That's true.
It's like being...
I decided to stay forever.
I did overshare quite significantly with Kyle.
That was one of my favorite things about you.
The oversharing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people's trauma is having
mine was the opposite. You just need compatible traumas. That's
right, that's right. I mean, yeah, everything is definitely trauma, but I learned that what I thought was me being a quirky, cool, unique person was actually me being scared.
Lotos. Motor oil, that's English.
I don't think it is.
Motor oil?
Oh, yeah, that one was English. This is very close to English, like stroke English.
There's some English mixed in.
What? I don't understand. It was just a description.
I'm going to refer to all European languages as stroke English.
Well, no, some of them are just not. Like...
all Eastern European languages.
Sorry.
Anything that uses English letters in different arrangements.
That's probably racist. I apologize.
It's probably other white people, so it's fine.
Oh, there are... Oh my god, my foot's asleep in the worst way. There are so many fucking ugly places in the world. Literally never.
Can't wait to find out who you're insulting.
Okay, wait. This...
Is it the Russian?
Oh, come on, that looks exactly like stroke English. There could not be a...
Stop calling it stroke English. This is somebody's language.
Sorry. I hope it's Russians, because they don't care about anything.
That is true. Hopefully we get off easy by it being Russians.
It's not. It looks...
Oh, it does look Eastern European.
It's like a bunch of tiny little ants are biting my foot. It's that kind of numb. It's that kind of falling asleep.
You need to move. Maybe it's Latvia. Last time I picked Belarus, and I was right on the money, so I'm putting it on... Yes, Minsk. I'm guessing Minsk first.
It's not.
We got 10 seconds.
Is that in Russia?
No, it's in Belarus.
What is that?
A different country
I
next
thought
to Russia.
had, like, different, like, little...
I'm sure it has divisions within it, but I don't know anything about Russian geography.
Letters.
It was not Belarus, but it was very close.
Oh my god, is it?
Next to Krakow, Poland. It was Katowice.
Okay, I do not feel bad about this. Polish is definitely stroke English. Like,
you might have gotten away with the one thing you can say is stroke English.
Polish is... Come on.
No, Minsk is from Baldur's Gate. That's what I've heard. That's right. Wait, man, did I even recognize that as a town name, or was I just thinking of Baldur's Gate?
I didn't know goat milk was an option. What does it taste like?
I've heard goat milk is a thing. That still feels like just milk, though, right? Like, that's not a milk alternative. It's just an animal alternative.
Mefek said pull. Mefek's been right every time. I think he's Googling it. I think he's, like, quickly, like...
He could just be good at geography.
Rocket 4th 3 says, Allison, please. Oh, they must be Polish.
That could be about literally anything.
It could. I don't know what I've said lately. I don't know what it was. Ugly? The ugly thing?
Goat milk tastes like milk but goated.
That was such a cool guy answer. I love that answer. Alright.
Where are we at now? Arabic? Is that what that is? So Middle East?
Is that where Arabic is?
Yeah. Primarily. Like Middle East up to like southeastern Europe, like Turkey. My geography isn't great, but I know generally like what shape of symbol goes where on like a broad sense of the world map. So like if you zoom in, it's like probably around this way, somewhere around here. It's probably in this region of the map we are looking at. What?
Okay. This is the Middle East.
Part of what we're looking at is the Middle East. That's not all the Middle East. France is there. That's not the Middle East. Pakistan counts as the Middle East, I think. I'm not even sure if that's a correct term at this word helpful. I guess it is a correct term, but it's not like, it doesn't narrow it down a lot. You can even see, look, some of them are written in similar languages.
Okay.
Now, that's as far as my knowledge goes. I don't know the details of like what different types of...
Let's put it right here in the meantime. Mountains?
Of Arabic script looks like.
Palms, Arabic script. Sheep's milk and camel milk are also things people drink, but I judge them unless the people drinking
less than the people drinking horse milk.
How do you feel about human milk? How do you feel about those people?
How do you feel about those people?
Just fine.
Which people are those?
Babies. Fuck them all. Fuck those babies.
I feel like we're reaching the end of this stream.
No. We have to figure out where this is.
The energy is feeling like end of stream energy.
Okay, but I really needed this. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah, this is great. We should do it more often.
The only thing I wish could change more is you guys share more about like you. Like I want to be
them.
more
Do you want
like,
to watch a stream of them instead? Would that
oh
be more
my fucking god, I would love that. For my birthday, everyone in this chat, make a stream, all of you in it. Like, everyone who regularly comes to these, stream you guys. Being you, talking about whatever.
You did put a flag down though, so you didn't get any points apparently because it was too far away.
It's not that far away. What the fuck? It could be way further.
I guess it was. It
could be way fucking further. What does that mean?
Which one is it? Is it this one? Did you put that down, or did you put down the burger?
I think the burger is where it's at.
That's the one.
No. That must have been where I put it down because it's not in a city. You're in the city, you guess it, right?
This was in Aqaba, which is in Jordan. It's in Jordan. And Israel again, actually. Or it's close to Israel. It's right on the border.
So small looking.
It is, yeah.
That's what I want for my birthday. My birthday's in February, by the way. I love you guys. I'm gonna sit on my geographic autism.
Huh? What?
I love that.
Oh.
I love how much how
Bradley
many
Mary,
different types of autism there. Ooh. Morocco.
What's your flavor of autism?
Mine's the angry one.
I didn't get any of the money-making ones, so that's too bad. Alright, we have Jesus Christ is the Lord in a Hyundai dealership. That feels American, but who's to say? It doesn't look American at all.
It's not American.
But interesting combo. Total. I don't know that gas station brand.
Why won't it just not
Mostly
let me go
black
some
people,
places?
So it could be like somewhere in Africa.
Oh yeah, African Dream.
African Dream. That makes us feel like a tourist location in Africa. Because why would you call your store that?
I thought it was a question mark.
Punch Bowl 2, the sequel to Punch Bowl. Wait, go back. I think it said welcome to.
No.
I think we got literally a welcome sign on this thing. Welcome to, back up a little more. There it is. Principal Council of Babani? Where is that?
That was a good pronunciation guess. Probably.
Was it?
It sounds like Africa. It looks like Africa.
It's gotta be. But
yeah,
that's a big old place, so where the hell is Babani? That's a city in God knows where.
Okay. We'll start the only place I've ever been.
I am severely uneducated, so I have not received enough information yet to guess where this is on this entire continent.
Yeah, I want more about chat. Kyle, ask chat questions, and you have to answer them.
Ask chat questions?
You have to answer them.
That's not my job. That's not what I'm here to do.
You asked their flavor of autism.
I did.
That's a good one.
What's your flavor of autism? I want to know. I know there's a bunch of you out there.
No, I don't like that question. Ask a better question.
Okay.
I need to know who you guys are. Who are you guys? You know everything about me. You really...
I know a lot. I have a Uganda and a Kenya guess. A lot of English speakers near the Southish. That's kind of... I was also thinking Southish. Oh, it is Southish.
I got a point.
Oh yeah, there it is. Is Eswatini the country? Never even heard of that. I need to learn geography. I'm so dumb.
I mean, not a lot of people know a lot about Africa. I like hot chocolate.
I'm Carl. Hi. Hello, Carl.
This does feel a little bit like when your teacher's like, everybody share a fact about yourself.
Share a fact? Yeah.
That's not fun. That's not
no.
fun.
What is this place?
Nigeria.
Maybe that's rude to just say, oh no, at a place that I see on the screen.
Nigeria.
Is that Nigeria? Oh, well.
Welcome to...
Congrats on winning, I guess.
Halden.
Alright. Find it.
Ask him a question. Ask him like a specific question.
Swatini used to be
like the milk one.
I'm not good at coming up with questions.
What's a question you asked me on our first date? You didn't. You only talked. Just kidding. I think you would probably ask something.
Throwing me under the bus, even if that's true, which I don't think it is.
I remember vaguely talking on our first date. It's hard to question the question asker.
That's true.
I don't know where the fuck this is.
How's everyone's brother doing? Who's got a brother and how is he doing?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. That's a good one.
What's your favorite lasagna?
That's a good question.
That is a good one. The one that Allison's mom makes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Which I think has pepperonis in it. Like a layer of pepperonis. Just like a thick layer of pepperonis.
This is making me so sad.
Did you find this place? Or what?
No.
Why?
I'm just looking
around.
You had
a sign that said where it was.
Just looking around.
You had the city and the country handed to you on a kind of a dusty platter, and you didn't just go find it and plug it in.
Does this make anybody else sign? Ugh.
I don't know if you should be oohing over somebody else's town.
Watch me. What the fuck? This is objectively awful.
It's pretty terrible. I would not like to live on this geographical location. Why they still got billboards everywhere? Can't you just leave people alone with the billboards? I like the autistic one more. Mine is also
That's a good one. Alright, this was in...
Theodosius, I don't know if that's how you say your name, said, my brother just got his undergrad in mechanical engineering. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
See, interesting answers to an interesting
question.
Between
the brother and the lasagna one, this is a good one. My two brothers are autistic and a gamer. My brother doesn't exist.
Damn. That's rough.
Veg lasagna. Bed lasagna. Question. You can impose one law in the world. What law do you impose to cause as much inconveniences as possible? Like I'm trying to cause chaos with a law?
Sounds like it. How realistically are we expecting people to follow this law?
Right, like is it a law that everyone has to do something or just like a passive law?
Is this a magical command or is this just like a normal human law? Because I feel like then that works in to like the mind game of it.
I feel like if you want to cause as much chaos as possible, it has to have something to do with money.
Yeah. It has to be something that can that either completely disrupts current systems, like it has to be like single point explosive chaos, or it has to be something that is almost impossible to disrupt.
You know what? I can see why people think we look alike. Like,
what?
We don't actually, but like, I'm looking at me and I'm like, do I look Italian or Jewish or anything? And I definitely just look white. And so do you. We just look like two little white people.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we are.
But you're different white than I am.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean that much. Also, not entirely. You're half Irish.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, like, right. The other one. That's what it is. I just think
it's the glasses and the curly hair. That's the thing.
But like.
But genuinely, we don't look anything. It's crazy that we don't really in person. I don't think it looks.
We look more alike on here. It's something about how
maybe it's the lighting. I don't know what it is.
It look like we have the same mouth, but we don't because yours does different things than mine does.
Yeah, my mouth shape is very distinct to the point where I easily I don't know. It's almost impossible to hide my mouth shape if you were looking for me. Like if you were trying to identify if somebody was me.
Open your mouth. It's so square.
Every movement it does is very distinctive.
I love your mouth.
Like if I needed to hide, I'd have to cover my lower half of my face so that nobody could clock that part.
I love your mouth. So good. Does all the best things a mouth could do. But
can we get some push the buttons so we can go
Should we
to
go?
bed?
Is it time to go?
It's time to go to bed. Can we get some give us some push the buttons? Fine, it's time to go play Baldur's Gate. It's time to be off of a live stream.
I'm really sorry for how I behaved today.
You should switch out this next stream and pretend to be the other.
I love that idea.
Yeah, send in some push
Smalls
the
is
buttons.
fucking allergic to my name.
Thank you guys for
allergic. You are to my name.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Are you a dyslexic lizard?
What are you
bitch?
talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Where's Small? Small's just not smelling your name. Oh.
What law would make...
Push the button, go to bed. Push the button, bees. Push the button, I'll answer any question you want, but you have to actually ask one fucking question, guys. Wow, okay. What's your favorite color?
No! Oh my god. Have you ever gotten anything stuck in your nose? If yes, what? If no, why?
How did you come up with that?
I've gotten something stuck in my nose.
Oh.
It was a rock. Do you know why?
No one can see this.
It's because we were... Never mind. Oh, no one can see this?
No.
Well, it doesn't look good anyway. Surprise! The world is hideous.
Cassandra said purple. She answered the question.
Obviously it's purple! Cassandra's...
Push the button. One of you has to explain to me what push the button means. Why did we even start this? We needed a way to end streams because we've never been able to figure out how to end anything. And so we came up with the idea of doing a push the button where we used to look it up and then we outsourced that because we're so lazy that we just started asking the chat to submit push the button questions for us.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. I can do one. Here, I'll have a push the button for chat.
You're gonna look one up? There you go.
Push the button.
And now we're asking them a question. That's good.
That's right.
Trolley problem.
It's
question.
back to the way it's.
There's a question. If you were on a trolley heading toward 5 people strapped to a railroad track, and you had a control that could switch it over to one person on the opposite track, would you pull that switch?
All right, let's do something good.
Push
These
the button.
suck. I hate these.
Yeah, no, the websites are always terrible. The chat has honestly come up with a way more, quality push the button questions than I've ever found
Push
online.
the button. You have to marry the last person you had a crush on, or you have to talk to your parents about why it's weird between you two. Push the button. Which one you picking, bitch? What?
That one just felt way too real.
Good. Good. I laid all my fatness and prejudiceness out for everybody.
Yeah, you guys are trying to get around the question.
Oh, are they sneaking around?
You can't sneak around the
nobody's
trolley
going anywhere. If I see that number drop one person,
all you answer the trolley problem question.
I'll have to guess who it is, and you're
one
banned.
of the two answers.
You're banned from the next one.
You don't get to say neither. You don't get to be tied to the tracks. I push the button to answer, so I derail the train to attack Allison for making fun of me.
Why it's weird? It's always weird. It's a weird place to be. We're weird people to know. What do you mean?
What do you even think he's asking?
Bradley? Get back here. Answer the damn question.
I think we're gonna go. I think we're actually gonna leave first, and then you guys can all go back and play Baldur's Gate also. David Scott says crush, I guess. Backdoor says both. Get a second trolley. Alright. Thank you guys for joining for this absolute nonsense.
The last person you had a crush on. Not the current person you have a crush on. The last one. The one before this one. Like in the past.
I'm gonna go feed and take
That's why it would be
care
weird and bad.
of
Not your
Allison.
current girlfriend. That's not your last crush.
Gonna wrap her up in a
That's your
blanket.
That's your girlfriend. That's a different thing.
And pat her on the head and give her a video game, and she should calm down. Yes.
Can I have a snack?
You can also have a snack. This is how you do it. This is the correct way. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We'll be back hopefully way sooner so that we don't
Bradley?
get all this energy built up again.
Bradley answered.
Good.
No, he didn't. Bradley. That's
leaving.
not an answer.
Goodbye, Bradley.
Are we gone?
We're gone. Gotta go feed.